Welcome back to FM Story. We're approaching the midway point of this 15th and final season with sporting. Domestically, things are going brilliantly. We've won our first game in the Allianz Cup. We're doing well in attack Portugal. We've won 10 from 10 in the league, and we've already won the Super Soccer. Things haven't gone so well in the Champions League, where we've picked up 7 points from 5 games. A couple of disappointing losses to Man City and Juventus. We've got big games coming up in the rest of the Champions League phase. We've got PSG coming up next. We've got Club Brugge, we've got Sevilla. So some particularly tough games. We need to pick up at least a couple of wins just to secure our place into the next round. And that's not even considering the fact that we're probably not going to top 8, I don't think, to get the bye past the knockout playoff round. But hopefully we can continue our recent form, pick up some points in those Champions League games, build a bit of a lead at the top of the table, and hopefully we can make it through to yet another Allianz Cup final as well. Without further ado, let's get straight into the action. So we reached the big game away at PSG. Important that we get a result given how the Champions League panned out so far for us this season. We have played one game since the end of the last episode, which was a home game against Gondomar in the league. Came away with a pretty comfortable 4-0 victory. Rodrigo Ribeiro picked up a couple, Miguel Ferreira picked up one, and then Maurice Goosens on his comeback from injury picked up a goal in the second half just to really secure the victory. And now we go into the game against PSG. This is the side we've picked for the trip to PSG. Basioli is suspended, so Hernandez is starting to right back. 2 lads back in the defensive field role. Although Goosens is back and played the second half of the last league game, he's still on the bench, so we're going to carry on with Barreto in the number 10 role. And hopefully we can put in a decent performance. There is at least 3 of our former players in that starting lineup for PSG. Walter Bravo at right back. We've got Pedri, Luis. I don't think there's any of our other former players on the bench that we've had during the save. But it's going to be a tricky away game. We need to get off to a decent start and put in a performance. Traore into 2 lads who lost out, but Traore wins it back. Still Traore. Hernandez on the right hand side now. Driving towards the byline. Back to Ferreira. Suzuki. And that's 1-0, and that's exactly the start we needed away from home. Hernandez injects a bit of dynamism going forward. Pulls it back to Ferreira, who squares it to Suzuki, who gave Donnarumma no chance. Not the most entertaining in the first half, but we got the early goal. We're 1-0 up, and we're in a strong position. We just need to continue on in the second half. Right, straight from the kick-off, Sensia, who's come on for Soulard to Traore. Suzuki, Barreto into the box, loses out, but Hernandez picks it up into Ferreira. Sensia, inflict on, Barreto can't get to it. And then Donnarumma's gone long, looking at Luis, but it goes all the way through to Sostinho. What the hell was he doing? He couldn't have picked out him any better if he tried. All the time in the world. And he just rolls it gently into Luis Guillaume's feet. Right, now can we get ourselves back in front here? Simovic on the left-hand side. He loses out. Luckily, we've won it back. Combination of Traore and Ferreira. Traore brings it forward. The Suzuki squares it. Oh, he scores, but I think he's offside. Once the ball was played forward to Suzuki, Boch was always in front for the last defender and never got back. Pedri gives it away. Simovic wins it back. And now it's all them. Oh, one mistake by the goalkeeper and it's completely changed the game. And now a loose game, got 2. Right, Ribeiro wins it back. Forward 30. Simovic then gives the ball away, but wins it back. Hurdy into the box. Given a penalty, but it looked pretty soft. But we've been given it. And now Maurice Goosens, who's come on to step up, take the penalty, sends Donnarumma the wrong way, and that's us back on level terms 2-2. Sends it the wrong way. And now, can we go on and get a winner? I mean, somehow that's finished 2-2. I mean, I'm not quite sure how. I mean, I think it might be time for Salsino to have a rest after that first goal. Because that they weren't in the game until he passed it straight to the centre forward. But at least we didn't lose. We are now in. It does make the Sevilla game in particular pretty big. I think they're pretty much around us at the bottom of the table. So we're in 22nd with 8 points from 6 games. Sevilla have actually gone up to 13th with 10 from 6 games. And we've got Club Brugge who are on 6 games. So that next game against Club Brugge in January, I mean, if we lose that, we're in big trouble. If we win it, we should be in a pretty strong position. But we are making it pretty hard for ourselves to get out, to at least even get into the next round at this rate. We've made it to the beginning of February. We've got an Allianz Cup semi-final coming up against Benfica. By and large, things have gone pretty well since the game against PSG. There's one notable exception to that, which we'll see in a minute, but we're also at the end of the transfer window, and we've had one huge departure and one pretty big arrival as well. So in terms of the departure, the big departure was Victor Hurdy, 174 million, rising to 184 million from Man City. From a selfish point of view, probably could have kept him for the rest of the season, just to finish the save off. But it seemed an awful lot of money to turn down, and is his value ever going to be that high ever again? So from a club point of view, thought it was best just to accept the offer. From awards season, one of the best players in the world. Obviously spent a lot of time out on loan early on, and then really developed over the last couple of seasons. Ended up with 63 goals in 116 league games for us. But it was too good a deal probably to turn down. We then turned around and spent a big chunk of the money on Niko Lukic as a replacement. Can play on the left wing, can play through the middle as well. Not massively much of a downgrade, probably slightly just in terms of experience as well, because he's only 22 years old. And we signed him from Arsenal. And so far, he's played 5 games, he's got 3 goals, 3 assists, although 3 of those goals did come in the same game, and 1 of the assists did come in the same game as well. He did also pick up an injury as well. Hopefully he is back to fitness for the game against Benfica. But just a like replacement for Hurdy to balance the squad out for the rest of the season. As far as our form's concerned, since the PSG game, we've won every game apart from one, which was attack to Portugal against Benfica. We lost 1-0. It was one of our former players that scored the goal. Other than that, we've done we beat Portimonense to secure the top spot in the group in the Allianz Cup, which has given us the semi-final against Benfica. As far as the Champions League is concerned, we beat Club Brugge 3-0. we were coasting 3-0 against Sevilla and then conceded 2 late goals as they pulled us back. But it meant that we got out of the league phase. Unfortunately, we were in the bottom 16 of that. So we are into the knockout playoff round where we're going to be playing against Ajax. As far as the league's concerned, we've just continued on winning every game. We're practically at the halfway point now. We've played 16. We've won 16. We've got a plus 64 goal difference. We've got a 6-point lead over Benfica and a game in hand on them. We've got 2 games in hand on Storey Gimmerich, and we're 7 points clear of them, and we're 10 points clear of Porto with a game in hand on them as well. So we couldn't really ask for much more as far as the league's concerned. We've played 16 games and we've only conceded 4 goals this season in the league. So long may that continue. But now we've got to go back into this game against Benfica in the Allianz Cup. Obviously, we've got the stipulation of having to have 2 Portuguese under-21 players. Now, we have suffered a big injury in Miguel Benavides, who in January has come up big with lots of goals, headers from set pieces. He's fractured his lower leg, and so he's out for, I think, a couple of months. So it might be that we bring Diego Ferreira into the starting lineup as one of the under-21 players, which then allows us to play a more experienced player in midfield. But we'll settle on that team in a second. And we just really need to put in a performance against Benfica to get revenge for that attack to Portugal. If we go out to them in both cup competitions, it's going to leave a sour taste in the final season of the save. So going into the game, we've gone with Diego Ferreira in the back four, which allows us to bring Placencia in. Otherwise, it's our first choice team. And then they've gone with that team with Gomulka off the left, who for us, who is the threat that we need to watch out for. We have gone with Hernandez over Basioli at right back, just balancing out the workload. Right. They've got themselves in behind. I thought he'd thrown that into the back of his own net there after what he did in the PSG game. Comes and takes the corner cleanly though. Other than that, not an awful lot's happened. We've really not done much. Corner that Luke is going to take for us. Looking for Storey at the back post, who nods it down. Suzuki into Goosens, it comes off the bar. Poor pass, Suzuki onto Goosens. He could have squared it. Instead, he drives it across the face of goal, beats the keeper. That's us 1-0 up. And hopefully this settles us down. We haven't played particularly well. Suzuki nicks the ball back, plays it down the line for Goosens. Thought he'd taken it too far wide and would have to pull it across goal. In the end, he scores. And we've gone in the lead and we don't particularly deserve it at all. Half time, we go in 1-0 up without having played particularly well. We do need to be much better in the second half, and we need to stop giving away stupid free kick. Right, we've brought some fresh legs on in the forward areas to hopefully press them a bit more effectively. Benge to take a corner here for us. Got it on the edge of the box for Soulard. Stick comes back to him, squares it to Barreto, and it's somehow crept in. Hopefully that's onside. It's been disallowed. So Soulard makes the pass, then drives himself into the box, and Barreto was just offside. And there we have it. We've got a bit of revenge over Benfica for knocking us out of the attack to Portugal. We've made it to yet another Allianz Cup final, and we've done all that without playing anywhere near our best either. So it's a lot more to come from this team, I think, hopefully, in the rest of the season. And there we have it, the end of another episode. We're pretty much halfway through the season now, and we've still got the 100% record in the league, so hopefully it's only a matter of time before we can wrap that up. We had a disappointing exit in the Portugal Benfica, but we managed to gain a bit of revenge by knocking them out in the semi-final of the Allianz Cup, where we made it to the final to face Porto. And as far as the championship is concerned, the main thing after the way we started was to make sure we just made it out of the league phase, which we did. We've been drawn against Ajax in the knockout playoff round. Hopefully we can get through that one and make a good fist of defending the Champions League trophy. We have already picked up 2 trophies this season, the Super Tracker and the UEFA Super Cup. Hopefully add a few more before the season ends. But join us next time, see how we get on.